Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're having a great Tuesday.
Yes.
We're on just a little bit later than normal. Had a lot going on today, so Kelly was out of office a little bit this morning. But we are here. We are live. So if you hear any noise, banging, beating, barking, growling, whatever.
We can't guarantee anything anymore.
Yeah, we are who somebody shows up. Stella always lets us know somebody's on the porch. So we're going to be back in Romans 12 again today, and in verse 2. We talked about don't copy the behavior and customs of the world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Then you will learn, to know what God's will for you, which is good, pleasing, and perfect. Yesterday we talked about changing the way we think, but I'm going to back up today to the start of the second verse. It says, don't copy the behavior and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person. This world, a lot of people think that the world is just now gone haywire. It was haywire from the beginning after Adam and Eve sinned. You look where Cain killed Abel, his own brother, had a family murder there, and hit him with a rock, all these things. And all the way from then on, as sin come to the world has always tried to dictate people, tried to dictate how you do, how you act, how you respond. And it tells us here, Paul says, don't copy. So if you're copying something, that means you're doing it, you're looking and you're seeing it, so you're going to copy what they do, the behavior and customs of this world. Not all worldly behavior is bad, and not all customs are bad. Right. You know, there's a big debate every year. We get into it with Halloween and how we're letting satanic spirits come on us if we put up what do we use? Skeletons, witches, jack-o'-lanterns, all those things like that. But you know, if you give that stuff power, then it'll take power.
It'll take power. Yes, it will.
If you don't give it no power, it ain't got no power.
If it's just a decoration, it's just a decoration.
Exactly. It's just a piece of plastic up there hanging, floating in a tree. But when you go out there and start giving that power, a thing that has power, it'll have power over you. It's like anything. It gets in us and stuff. And I've took some flack from years through people. We've had, what do you call it?
The Fall Festival.
Yeah, the other thing like the Alton did it, or Saturday where the kids come by.
Trunk or treat
stuff. I get blank because I don't really care what we do. But we did a trunk or treat one time, and some people dressed up in Bible, people, different things. Then there was I had one lady chew me out. This has been a few years back. Oh, that you're just making a mockery of this, doing this and things like that.
It's not.
And if you are, God knows your heart,
That's right.
I told him, you don't want to participate, don't participate, don't come. I mean, it's just that simple. And, and there are people that go overboard with anything. Mm-hmm. Christmas, if you tell your kids Santa Claus, they're going to think Jesus is a fairy tale. And there's all this different stuff and customs to do. But again, if it's kept in its proper context, you teach your kids, it's just like at school. They're banning books or doing all these different things. Don't want your kid reading this or that. If you train your child in what's right, what God says, no matter what the world says, they're going to know it's wrong. You're not going to ever be able to ban enough books. You're not going to ever be able to keep your kid from all the evil by locking them in the closet, unless you do just that. You lock them in, then they're going to put you in jail for child abuse.
That's true.
And find that, and kidnapping and all
true.
that stuff. So what do? Yeah, you shield and protect them as they're little, but as they grow, they've got to be exposed. It's kind of like this virus, this pandemic we come through. It was bad. It killed a lot of people worldwide. It was horrible. It was terrible and stuff because it was new. Then people started getting it. The vaccines come out, different things. We started getting some immunity to it, and it's still out there. People still getting sick, and flu still killing people, pneumonia still killing people, and those things like that. But again, when you try to hide from things, it really can nail you when you try to hide when it does come creeping out of the closet, whether it's in the physical or in the spiritual. So how do we combat that? Well, we don't copy it, but we let God transform us into a new person by changing the way you think, how we look at things and see things. And when you just look at a piece of wood that somebody may worship as just a chunk of wood and you don't give it no power, it's just going to be a piece of wood. I mean, I could turn this marker right here into something to worship if I wanted to, or whatever, sniff it, snort it, lick it, do whatever, I guess, and it maybe make my tongue yell, I guess. So I don't know. I'm not planning on doing it. But when Jesus changes your mind, and here's what it is, it transforms you into a new person. All that worldly stuff and all that garbage that we get stuck in us as kids and then as young adults, and life does to us, and we can be transformed. So, but Kelly, I know you like to decorate and do things and stuff, and do a good job of it and all that. And a lot of people get overboard in different things in life. But what's some of the behavior and customs that you've seen that the world has tried to put on us? Now, I'm not talking about Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, that stuff, but just different behavior and customs that the world says is good, but God says, no, we can't do that if we want to be transformed.
Well, the custom of of women not wearing makeup or not cutting their hair or doing any of those things. Nowhere in the Bible does it say that we have to do that. That is a man-made custom that we've tried to put on women. And unfortunately, women get the short end of the stick a lot of times
Well, they
in
sure
the
have.
rules and the regulations
They
and
sure
all
have.
of that. But it's those customs like that that frustrate me, because yes, if you're convicted and you don't want to wear makeup or you don't want to cut your hair or you feel like that's what God's telling you to do, that's great. But don't try to push it down somebody else's throat, because they may not have the same conviction. My conviction may be over something I said or something I did. It's not about my hair. It's not about my makeup. It's not about anything like that. We need to allow people to have their own convictions without trying to push something else on them. And when they try to make us conform to their way of thinking, that's all it is. It's their way of thinking. And we need to test their way of thinking against what the Bible says. And if it doesn't line up with the Bible, we need to just say, get behind me. I don't have to do that. I don't have to listen to you. So we are in a new grace dispensation with Jesus anyways. And a lot of things that people try to make us do are things that are of the Old Testament, of not eating this or not eating that. We're no longer under those binding laws. Jesus broke those for us, so we don't have to do that. When somebody says don't eat catfish, I'm like, I'm going to eat me some catfish because I like catfish, you know? It just those things frustrate me, because people just want to pick and choose, cherry pick, so to speak, out of the Bible, what fits what they are in that moment. Now, next week it may be something totally different, but in that moment they're going to harp and beat you down, and it's frustrating.
And those are the customs that the people of the world will try to bring into the church, because just
Yes.
because someone goes to church doesn't mean that they're a child of God.
No.
When you start bringing all these worldly customs and things in, and again, it's not just Halloween. We get on these pet peeves of ours, and
Yes.
we forget the world is to be greedy. The world is to crush other people. The world is to make you look better. And unfortunately, those customs have crept into the church, and things like that. So, but when we're transformed into a new person through Jesus, it changes how we think. We become a servant. We want to serve, not be served.
That's right.
We want to help, not be helped. And we all need help at times. I
Right.
do. We all do at times. We'll hang in there with our eyes fixed on Jesus. So
Yes.
hang in there. Again, don't let the world get on you.
Nope.
And again, make sure that we're doing what the Bible said, and check it out on what the Word of God
Yes.
says, not just because the church or that's the denominational stance on something. It may not be God's stance, and it's really a custom or a habit that the world we've let come into the church.
Right.
So make sure that we copy Jesus and not what man thinks or opinions
Right.
or organized religion has done. So God bless y'all. Thank you for tuning in today. We got men's meeting tonight, 7 o'clock. We are going to eat tonight. We got some guys making some chili. Share this, let them know, get on the phone. You should have been getting some texts from your team leaders today. Some of them, I know some of them phones don't jive up just right. They've got a different carrier than AT&T, and around here, kind of AT&T is the main one.
Right.
But
If you're not getting your text, let me know. I've tried to put all the men into the church phone, so I can manage it from here if need be. So if you're not getting text from your team leader, or you want to be on a team, let us know, because we don't know. And if you're not on a team, text 918-399-5956 with your name, and then we'll make sure that you get on a team.
We'll get it all passed out. Our team leaders will gather tonight
Yes.
and go over it, make sure we got it all right. Because
Right.
we got a lot of people coming to this now, guys.
Right.
They may not be here every week, but to come,
Right.
if
We
we
wanna
got your
make
phone
sure that
number.
that you're on it, and we
Yeah.
want to make sure you're getting the text. Even if you're not coming, but you still want to be notified of what's going on, let us know. We'll do
Yeah.
that too. It's not a big deal.
And we want to get you guys and to keep informed. We got
Yes.
that going on tonight. Tomorrow night, Lord willing, the 19th, kids will be in here.
Mm-hmm.
Little kids at 6. That's our K through 5th graders. Then our 6th through 12th graders will be in here at 7. Buses will be running tomorrow night, vans. So if you need a ride, again, that same number, 918-399-5956.
Give us
Best
your
is to
name.
take- yeah.
Give us your name.
Yeah, don't just say pick up my kids, because we have no
Yeah,
clue.
we
who.
need a name
pick
and
up
an
your
address
kids. Yeah.
specifically.
Yeah, and that helps, then we can pass that on to
Right.
the van driver. So got that going on. We'll feed the kids tomorrow night as well. So we'll send them on out. And then this Sunday, the 23rd, we don't have anybody special coming in that I'm aware of. We do have our safety team and deacons meeting this Sunday. The deacons meeting will be at 4 o'clock. So we'll mark that down. Again, we'll pray for that. We'll have a good deacons meeting and
Yes.
get the business stuff we need to take care of. Monthly stuff. Dealt with the night safety team training as well. We'll be doing that right after service. We'll feed you guys as well, guys and ladies that come to that on the 23rd. So God bless you. Hang in there. And remember that no matter how tough, how dark it gets, our light can still shine. It's faith over fear. It's Christ over crisis, so we can remain calm in the chaos. God bless you and have a great, great day.